Are you in a relationship and you're asking yourself, is this really the one for me? Are you confused and you're not certain? And sometimes you think, yes, this is it. I'm all in. I'm ready for this relationship and I'm going to give it more. And other times you get confused. You think, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Now, this video is for you. This is to try and take you through what I call the fundamental steps of having some form of clarity to give you a guidance in terms of what is important to see if he's the one for you. But the last step is probably the most important step. The question is, are you attracted to him? Now, it doesn't have to be a physical attraction. And most people think, it's got to be somebody that I'm really, really attracted to. I thought it'll never work. Chemistry is ineffable. It's like you meet somebody and you think, it's not for me. But after dating them and going out with them a while, you suddenly start seeing things in their character and things in their values and the way they live their life. And you think, wow, I'm really attracted to this person. So you need to give it enough time to see if they've got the characteristics that are compatible with you and things you're really wanting in a relationship. And that only comes with time. It's not going to happen on the first date, that's for sure. It's like a mother giving birth to a child. And those of you who've had children, I've had many mothers who've come to me and said to me, did you bond immediately the time your baby was born and given to you? And I must tell you, it's different. It's different for every child and it's different for every mother. Some instances you have an immediate bonding with that infant when it's put into your arms. Other times it takes a little while and you take time to warm up to that infant. And some of you suffer postnatal depression as well. And each of us is different and our circumstances are different. The time in our life, the season that we're in our life is different. So it's going to require a bit of time. Give it time to see if you are attracted to somebody. And suddenly you realize this person that on your first impression you were like, no, he's not the one. After a couple of days you realize, gee, I really like these qualities. So don't judge a book by a cover. And I think it's very rare that love is at first sight. Although some people have had love at first sight. So that's going to lead me to my next point. It's all right. You know there's attraction. There's some form of chemistry. You kind of, it's ineffable. You can't put your finger on it, but you do know that you're attracted to this guy. The next point is friendship. You need to build up a friendship with somebody. Get to know who they are as a person. What are their values? And watch their actions. Don't listen to what they say because anyone can fool you. It's watch their deeds, watch their actions. And somebody asked me, what is love? And I have one simple answer. Love is a deed. It's what you do. And yes, we know there's 5 different love languages, which is a completely another video, and you can refer to that video of mine at a later stage. But for me, when you build up a friendship, you spend time with individuals. You go out together. You start seeing if you are compatible and you enjoy the same things. But heaven help you if you're the same person. So it's not like you need somebody who's exactly like you. In fact, I feel sorry for 2 individuals who have the same characteristics. Imagine having a relationship where both of you are introverts. None of you get to talk, or you're both so analytical. So for me, it's about building up a friendship with somebody. And you only get to know somebody when you spend good time with them. I don't really believe in red flags. A lot of people say, look out for the red flags. It's more about what is important to you. And I can't give you a list of red flags because it may differ from you or differ from person to person. But you must know within yourself what feels right for you. So you start spending a lot of time with this person and they start becoming your friend. You get to see their actions, you get to see how they think, their philosophy, their ways of doing things, and it can give you some insight into the character of this person. For me, I think, there's 2 factors that come into play here. The first one is, I do believe opposites attract, and I mean that in your personalities, as I've just referenced earlier, that you don't want 2 introverts in a relationship, but you also don't want 2 people that are so analytical, heaven help you, you'll never get a house finished. So for me, it's about opposites attract. However, it's also about birds of a feather, and that's where your values come in. If you have completely opposite values, I think it's going to be difficult for you to sustain a long-term relationship. So both are true, birds of a feather and opposites attract. So you need to know yourself, and it starts off with a deep sense of awareness. What are you not prepared to compromise under any circumstances? And there's almost some deal breakers as far as I'm concerned in a relationship. One of them is if you want to have a child and he doesn't want to have a child, it's absolutely no good pursuing the relationship. So you can't be the one if you have to sacrifice yourself. All right, so if you've been together for a while, you're wanting to move to the next phase of the relationship, and you don't want to continue being a friend indefinitely, And when is the appropriate time to start seeing if this person's committed to you or not? And you may be at different places, and it's okay. But at some point in time, you're going to have to sit down and have the discussion. But it's not going to be after the first few weeks. It's not going to be after the first few months. You will know when it's the right time, where you feel as though you're at different places, where you're wanting a longer term relationship. You're wanting somebody to be there for you. You don't just want to be a friend that gets occasionally called or occasionally asked out. You want somebody who's going to be there for you, who's going to stand by your side. And that is somebody who shows up for you, somebody who has a sense of obligation that you are their partner and that they're going to show up for you and just be there for you. And if that person is there for you, you know that they're ready to enter into a committed relationship. All right, so now you know that this relationship, he's committed to you, you're the person he calls and he speaks to, and you get invited and you're part of his life. The next part is the equilibrium in your relationship. And what I mean by equilibrium is the equal give and take. If you just feel as though you're giving all the time, it's a problem. You're not in the same place. And that relationship's going to start building resentment. And you're going to start realizing and you're going to get hurt unintentionally. He may not even intentionally hurt you, but you will end up getting hurt. So what you need to do at that point in time is look at is it in absolute equilibrium? So it's about giving and taking. So if you're in a situation where you can't provide and a man is a provider for you, there's other ways to create value in his life. It's not about financial. You can invite him over and cook a nice dinner for him and create value in another way. But so long as there's this balance, this equilibrium in giving and taking, any relationship is about giving and taking. Sometimes you need to give more depending where the person is. There's no such a thing as 50-50. It's what you need at that point in time. And each of us go through different phases, different emotional states, and we need our partner to stand in for us sometimes, and sometimes we need to be the partner who stands in for our partner. Point number 5, a very important point, is the need for safety. And what I mean by safety is you need predictability. Can you predict that this person is going to be there? Does this person make you feel safe? You don't feel as though you're walking around eggshells, that you can just be authentic, be the true you, the person that you are, and this person accepts who you are. That's what we call predictability and safety. And he's not going to run away because you didn't do things his way or he's holding something against you. You've got to be absolutely, completely free to be you. Obviously, you can't disregard and be disrespectful. That'll obviously destroy any relationship. So with the sense of safety, you in turn have to provide that safety. Just like my last point, I said it's in balance. So is with safety. That individual must have absolute safety with you and predictability with you, and vice versa. Without that safety in a relationship, you can't have a long, sustainable relationship. So let me know what you're struggling with. I'd love to hear from you. Put it in the comments and I'll get back and I'll respond to each and every one of the comments. If you feel this video resonated with you, like it and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.